Hey guys, I'm gonna try something new. This is Hearts of Iron 4. I'm gonna try to get a tutorial for anyone who actually has the game. If not, it's in Steam. But let's just begin with the country. I'm playing as France, so let's just start with this little bit up here, one thing at a time. So this is just a portrait of your leader at the time. So everyone has them. And then you have your ideology, like what ideology you are, what you can and can't do. And then you have, the party symbol. For the AI, the party symbol will be right next to their flag. That's their flag. Party wheel. Again, everyone has this. And yeah. National spirits, you can see the AI's national spirits. They could be both good and bad. That's pretty bad. It's a good example though. They could help you or ruin you. Now let's get down to laws and governments. Manpower. We'll get to that little stat soon. Pretty much how many people I can throw into the field. Focuses, like the trade law focuses. Pretty much, depending on what you go for, you'll lose resources, but you gain buffs. Closed economy, you just won't gain anything, but you keep all your resources. And this is your economy law. These mainly give you buffs. Not a giant thing about the game. It doesn't really give you any debuffs for going down here. Like, I could go down to war economy, nothing bad would happen to me at all. Except I would, my people would stop consuming like food for some odd reason. And then I can build more military factories faster. Ministers, these guys just give you small buffs or debuffs. Is there any good examples? No, not really. This is using Kaiserreich, ministers, where they do nothing. Companies, pretty much, they give you buffs on stuff. Yeah, these are good ones. They speed your research, or they can give you another buff. Like, oh, your tanks can do better in fighting, just in general, with better armor and heart attack. Military staff, quite explanatory. Just give you buff depending on how you want to go. Probably go with Marcel. Focus tree. Now this is pretty much what everything is required of in Hearts of Iron 4. This decides what you do, how you do it, and why you do it. I already went down this path, and this path was quite chill actually. I got a bunch of factories. But we're just gonna go down this. How long? So it'll take 35 days of in-game time. There are some focuses like you have to do. If I can find a good one here somewhere. Here. Requires all the following: World University, and sell agricultural resources to get French thanes to all continents. Now I'm going down this path. Oh wait, wrong path. I'm going down this one. To collaborate. So I'm gonna start with this. Now we're gonna talk about well, this is running at 1 speed. We're gonna talk about the upper bar. Political power. Pretty much, if you wanted to get a new minister, political power. Want to change your manpower law, political power. You're gonna need political power. Easy and simple. Stability. Depending on your ruling party and your national spirits, your stability can either go up or down. Right now, it is horrible for me because I have divided nation and my party ideology minuses it by 5 naturally. That's pretty bad. Now you will get debuffs for this. As you can see, I have horrible effects. I don't get as much political power. My factory output is down by 22%. Okay. And my dockyard output's also decreased. Now, these are events. These just randomly queue, or they queue from like an event chain or your national focuses. They give actions like, oh, cool, a New Year celebration seems to be fun, and I would gain base stability, and it decreases my bad effects. War support, again, you gain it from focuses, world tension. I'll get to that. It affects your mobilization, your surrender limit, and your command power. Again, I'll get to that too. Manpower, again, it's affected by the manpower law, which is down here. It's also affected by national spirits and other stuff. Factories tell you, hey, you have this much stuff. I deleted all of the base equipment to show you what the factory thing looks like. Fuel, newly added thing, pretty much just says, hey, you can't move because you used all your fuel. Pretty important, you gain it from oil and synthetic refineries. Convoys, they just allow trading. And naval invasions. Command power, current command power is 0.7. That pretty much says I can promote generals. Getting them requires political power, but promoting them to a field marshal requires command power. Army experience, pretty much if you're fighting and using your infantry, these guys down here, these guys, these small little guys, you'll gain a set amount of army experience. Or if you do this, you can, here it is, train them. When you train them, they will gain army experience. If they are not regular, they'll go up. If they are regular, it will just stay the same. And you'll gain daily army experience. Now we are on this music. The game has music. I have it on right now. There are also other things you can get to add more music. This is just like all your troops. What are they doing? They're unassigned. Our planning speed, our max planning, our entrenchment speed, our max entrenchment, and our experienced lost soldiers. All these are pretty much just the same thing except a little bit different. Trophies. World tension. Whenever someone justifies a war, demands a territory through national focus, or anything horrible, like invasion, that will give war tension. This will boost your justification, war goal time, and your war support. Timer, speed up, speed down, main menu, help, and then that is something I can't see. But I remember this because if I do this, that glows, and I click it, and it comes back. I'm going to talk about these now. Research slot, that is right there. Free civilian factories, right there. Free military factories, right there. Free dockyards, also right there. Pretty convenient. If you just have troops sitting around, it'll tell you you're missing this stuff to resupply them. And then, of course, this is low manpower. Meaning, this number really low and bad. I need to fix that soon. Don't know how, but I'll try. Alright, down here is just a bunch of other map modes. This is just the default. This is Navy. It shows your Navy, it shows where they can go. Air, all of the like aerial providences that the game did split. If you put planes anywhere, it will show them as either green, yellow, or red. Green means you have superiority, which means you can paradrop people in. I don't bother paratroopers at all. But you do need air support, logically, to win fights. Yellow means you're fighting for air superiority against someone. Red means you don't have air superiority at all. Faction map mode. It tells you what factions exist. Right now there's the Commonwealth of Nations and the Third Internationale. And another Polish faction I'm too afraid to pronounce. Infrastructure. Infrastructure is just like, hey, you're doing good, you know. Red means bad, pretty much. Green is pretty good. You want it all to be at least like a light shade of green because your troops, I believe, they move faster. And that's really it, I believe. Resources, seems like a lot, there really isn't. Resources are required to build like guns and stuff. If you go into here, it'll tell you resources. You have oil, rubber, steel, aluminum, tungsten, and chromium. Yes, I said it right. But yeah, it could also depend on who you want to invade. For example, if I need like aluminum, which I don't, I could invade Switzerland to get it without having to trade with them. If you have a puppet and they have like chromium and you need chromium, so let's say I have a random German puppet, I'm like, oh, I need chromium. You trade like way better with them. Like you can literally just like give them one civilian factory for all their chromium because they're your puppet. Now the UK, if they do have chromium, which I don't believe they do. Oh no, they do. They would be like, oh, give us 3 civilian factories, and we'll give you 20 chromium. That's how trading works. Really simple. Resistances. This only matters in wartime, but right now it doesn't really matter. When a resistance props up, it's not like a full scale, revolt. It's just, yeah, your civilian factories and military factories are going to get damaged. Don't really mess with the resistance a lot because I don't get that event. Like, not the event, but the above head notification of resistance often. But when you do, you have to, in occupied territories, you can scroll down to, like, your war enemy, and you can click on, like, it's like lightest or something like that, where you're just, like, there to just observe. You're not doing anything bad. They're okay with it. And it just kind of calms down the resistances. Or you can have troops around, which calms it down as well. Terrain, pretty much. Plains. I've never been in this one before. I'm assuming green is like forests. And then the yellowish green is hills. And I'm assuming the pure gray is mountains. It's mountains. Alright. And let's see, what else do we have here? We have the supply area. This is important for, again, wartime. But pretty much it goes as infrastructure helps with supply. But if you like death stack 50 troops in one area, you're gonna need more supply somehow. So let's get up here. Decisions. Pretty much just decisions. Cost political power. You can click, they do something. Some are good, some are bad. Research. We'll get to the tree. I'm not done explaining all this yet. You research stuff. Again, we'll get to that. Diplomacy. I'm pretty sure this just takes you to the last nation you were clicking on. Let's test that. Yeah, it takes you to the last nation you were looking on. Trade, already discussed this. Well, actually, we only discussed the resource bit. Pretty much if you need something, it shows you, yeah, this country has the most of it. and then I click on them, and I can be like, yeah, take my 16 civilian factories, and I'll get a bunch of chromium out of it. Construction, you build stuff. You know, just build stuff. Civilian factories build them, and consumer goods take away a X amount of factories. You can deduct this by national spirits in your focus tree or your economy law. Production, you can produce guns, support equipment, tanks, planes, boats. Recruit and deploy. You just recruit people and deploy them. They cost manpower and supplies. You know, can't really do that yet, so we'll get to that eventually. This says, hey, you're losing X amount of things a week. You need to get that up. And it's like you're losing X amount of things or you're gaining. So let's just start with a factory assignment. Now I'm only doing this at 1 speed. So I'm going to bump that up to 3. And the random time, here, let's just wait a second. It will show up eventually, or I can catch up with it. I'm going to catch up with it. This just means night and day cycle. So, it's a cool added little thing I like. Just the fact it lights up your cities at 5 speed, however you will not see this at all. So we're just going to go at 3 speed. Now back to building stuff. I need light tanks and support equipment. You should always build planes. Basic fighters and bombers. Planes are important. What I usually like to do is set up as many things as I can for guns. Like, not like all of this, but like, you know, 3 for guns. I try to prioritize what I need and want. This is research tree. It's pretty big, but it really isn't that complicated. Your special forces are down here. Mountaineers, Marines, and paratroopers. No, they're just like perfected in different environments. They're good in anything that involves river, like water for Marines. Paratroopers, they're not special for anything except dropping, and that's about it. So I'm just going to research support equipment, support companies. What they do is rather simple. They just help you. Get one of them, they'll do something for you. That's it. Armor, everyone needs tanks to survive pretty much, so armor. Artillery, cannons. You know what I mean, there's anti-air that helps you in air defenses, and anti-tank. Land doctrines, if you want to go fast and speedy, you go down mobile warfare. If you want to go, oh, that's done. Alright, I'm gonna keep going. If you want to mainly entrust with your artillery, you go down superior firepower. If you would rather dig yourself down into a trench and plan a way to destroy your enemy, you go down this path. Mass assault is just, you know, if I throw enough people, we'll win eventually. You only do this if you are a big nation with big manpower, or if you want to be Mimi. Alright. Again, these will give us buffs, which is pretty neat. I'm going to collaborate with the Escardon. Back to our little research spiel. Boats. Boats. Now, I never bother with naval doctrines or air doctrines, because I usually have only 1 slot to deal with doctrines at a time. That's how I usually roll. Airplanes, fighters, close air support, naval bombers, heavy fighters, tactical bombers, strategic bombers. They all do different things. This little thing means that they can go on aircraft carriers. Never bother with air doctrines, but I believe this one helps you with close air support, which is nice. Engineering give you research boosts, and decryption and encryption, along with radars. Industry-wise, pretty much, you build stuff better. This part just is, if you want to build stuff fast but risk your factories, you go down concentrated. If you don't want to risk your factories, and you go down dispersed, construction just makes you build faster. This little tree is new, but pretty much it's like, yeah, you can build fuel silos to get better fuel. And that's all you need to know. I'm just covering this. We'll get to the army next. And yeah, see you guys later.